Well, a second day of emotional testimony in the trial of the Boulder King Soopers gunman. 10 people killed March of 2021.
The jury will decide not if the shooter committed the crime, but if his mental state should absolve him from legal responsibility.
All right, Denver 7's Jessica Crawford in the studio tonight with just what we heard in the courtroom today. Jessica?
Yes, well, several witnesses gave chilling testimony of their experiences escaping the shooter with their lives. The jury tasked with trying to determine whether the shooter was in his right mind as these atrocities played out.
Just chaos. People screaming, running, gunshots.
Hayden Steele was the sixth witness to testify in the trial for the Table Mesa King Soopers shooter. Steele lived across the street from the store, and on March 22nd, 2021, he went inside to buy lunch with his roommate when he heard an unusual sound.
We saw a woman screaming and more people running into the store.
Those sounds growing louder as Steele quickly made his way to the back of the store in search of an exit.
How many shots did you hear inside the store?
Quite a few. I would, if I had to guess, probably between 15 and 20.
Another witness whose face was not shown on courtroom cameras also sharing her feelings of terror as the shots rang out.
I started hearing something that I guess I just couldn't even wrap my brain around it. That I knew what I was hearing, I just couldn't process that I was hearing it until I looked over at my son, and he just looked like my little baby boy, scared and confused. And he said, "That's a gun." And I said, I know, get down.
I want to go back to when he came through the door with the gun. How was he holding the gun?
He looked like he was ready to fire.
When you say looked like he was ready to fire, what do you mean?
Well, he was holding it like this, I believe, and then started pointing it at people.
Steele escaped through a back door.
How many people do you think you saw leave through that back door?
It was a pretty massive crowd of us. I'd say probably close to 50 at the time I was leaving.
Each witness who testified making it out of the store safely, knowing the entire time that there were others behind them who wouldn't live to share their stories. And the emotional harm of the shooting still stays with the people who testified. One witness saying they were so devastated they couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. They faced anxiety, depression. The trial will resume on Monday morning, and we'll continue to follow it. Reporting in the studio, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Well, Jessica, thank you. Also in testimony today was how the defendant obtained the guns used in the shooting. Now, a federal agent explained how they traced the firearms to the point of purchase. Now, 2 guns were found at the scene, more later found at the gunman's home. State and federal background checks approved the sale of the guns to the defendant. Well, we have gavel-to-gavel coverage of this trial on our website. You can hear the latest testimony on denver7.com.